The war is over and some of the victims are beginning to build a new life. These people are ethnic Tamils, displaced during the final stages of a battle that lasted more than a quarter of a century. They are now free from the government refugee camps they were forced into during the fighting between the Tamil Tiger rebels and the Sri Lankan army. Some are lucky enough to now be back where their homes once stood and are looking forward to a brighter future. Others have been forced to take refuge on the roadside, finding shelter in the remains of someone else's home, surrounded by reminders of the war.
The whole episode makes me very sad. When we were getting on the bus to leave the refugee camp, they told us we were going home. We didn't know we were coming here. It's not good enough, and we have to live like this.
They've been told they can return to their farm in 2 weeks. When they get there, they're expecting to find they've lost everything. According to the army, the population remaining inside the refugee camp stands at just under 100,000. At its peak, it was more than 250,000. We were taken inside what's known as Zone 0 for a closely guarded tour. There's a large school which shapes the minds of the young victims of war. The residents can leave temporarily, but still can't go back to their homes. There are food handouts from international aid agencies, while people place their vessels in a long line waiting to be filled with water. Some say it's not enough.
We want to get out. They keep promising to send us back, but it never happens. We're struggling here. We don't get enough food and we don't have enough clothes. We just want to go home.
In the nearby town of Vaunia, the population has almost doubled because of the influx of refugees. At the market, many come to sell the handouts they receive from the aid agencies inside the camps.
In the camp, we only get rice, flour, dal and oil. We can't cook what we want with that. We don't get any vegetables. We don't have jobs either, so we come here to sell things like flour, to make money to buy better food.
The reason, the army says, it's preventing people from going home is because the areas where they lived are potentially littered with landmines, which they're slowly clearing. People may be drifting back to their homes or at least out of the camps, but it'll be a long time before their lives return to normal. And in large parts of the north and the east of the country, it'll take years to rebuild. Like in the former Tamil Tigers' stronghold of Kilinochchi, which was all but destroyed during the war. Now, with a presidential election looming, the Tamils will get their chance to vote for who they think is the best man to take the nation forward and help their cause. Both candidates have talked about demilitarisation of the north and east, but with the war finishing just 8 months ago, the army may be here for some time yet. Wayne Hay, Al Jazeera, Northern Sri Lanka.